Hello, everybody, mum and dad. Welcome to episode 2 of Pomming Around. Yeah, still undecided on the name, but yeah, I'll keep it as is if I don't find anything else, anything better. Yeah, so this is the last week of the Perth Fringe Festival. And yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to the end. It's been a very long month. A lot of things has happened, just like, firstly, getting used to Australia, moving out of my sister's place, moving into a new place, show running. Yeah, so just show running nearly every day, um, at least one show. So yeah, we were doing one show uh during the week, and then on weekends there would be like 4 or 5 shows, and often it would be like starting from starting from 11 and finishing at 3, and it was like non-stop shows, like one after the other. And that was pretty tough. That was pretty exhausting. But yes, just one more weekend left. And then, yeah, I've got a few casual jobs lined up after that. So, yeah, I won't be struggling too much with money. Yeah, and this isn't a thing, Australia, I thought coming to Australia would be so easy to find like a job, like a bar job or like something in hospitality. But like, I've been applying and I've been getting no emails, no phone calls. I think it's pretty crazy, like I got one, I got one message of LinkedIn, not LinkedIn, Indeed, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we're interested in your application. Could you come in?" They were just like, "Could you come in for an interview and show us your skills?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, send me a date and a time," because in France, you would have to like plan or schedule like a meeting. He'll be like, "Oh, this date and this time." But here, I was just like, "Oh, just come in." And I sent them a message like, "Oh yeah, what date and what time you want me to come in?" And they didn't reply. And so I had to like call them and was like, "Hey, I'm not available today," or I wasn't available. I don't know when I called them, but I wasn't available when they sent me the message. But I'm available today. And they were like, "Oh yeah, could just come in." And then I came in and they were just like, "Okay, what your experience?" Okay, okay, so you have a bit of experience in mixology, which I didn't. I've worked as a bartender, but never as a mixologist. Oh, I don't know, but I used to make cocktails, but they were very simple cocktails. They weren't like fancy ones. And then afterwards, they're like, "Okay, yeah, we have a trial day with one person tomorrow. Uh, give us your number, and or I will give you our number, and if we don't like the person tomorrow, we'll contact you, and then, or if we do, we'll contact you anyway." And then they just never contact. And I sent them a message being like, "Hey, are you still interested in my application?" No reply. This is another thing that I said like last week. Like, you think Australians would? I thought the Australians were going to be like nicer than French people. No, everybody's the same. But yes, but yeah, I feel like I'll have next week. I'll have more time to really like apply for jobs and to really like look at my application and redo my CV and my cover letter and make it like appropriate for the job. But I have a few jobs lined up. That's another thing I need to do. I need to change because I got the date wrong. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing some uh well, Thursday, I'm going to be doing some traffic control for like a Valentine's event. I believe it's at some golf park or something like that. So I'm going to do that. And that sounds so fucking boring, but Um, and then I'm going to, um, what else do I have? Then I'm going to be being like a wait staff for, oh yeah, I'm working at the festival. the Laneway Festival. I'm gonna be doing beer pouring there. I don't know what that means, beer pouring. I think like Tuma, so a friend of my sister's, he said beer pouring is just that you open just cans of beers all day. He said it's an easy job, easy money. So I'm gonna do that. But it's a long shift. It's probably like it's 10-hour shift. So I'll probably get some good money. Yeah, and afterwards I'm gonna be a wait staff at the Curtin University. I don't know what that consists of, but I don't care. It's money. But yes, looking forward to I'm looking forward to getting like new experiences. I think once I start, uh, once I get a job in Perth, it'll be easier to find other jobs. Like especially if you're doing casual work, you just be like, "Hey, I worked casual on this event," and they'll be like, "Oh, okay, cool." Whereas all my experience now are just like Paris and Rennes. But yeah, it's nearly the end of the Perth Fringe Festival. Oh, it was so funny this weekend. Some of the comedians, they organized a like an award show. It was called the Laughies, and it was, it's like a mock award show. And some of the categories were hilarious. They were like, yes, most likely to quit comedy, or the best comeback of the year, or most likely to get stabbed by a black person. And even if I didn't know most of the nominees or the people that won, it was just so funny. Like you could just tell, like everybody was having a good time, and some of the categories were a little bit offensive. Like there was like, oh yeah, best woman comedian of the Fringe. And there was no nominations, no winner, and they were like, "Oh, second time in a row, no winner. Oh, we'll see if next year open for applications, guys." So bad. But yeah, it made me think like, oh, that would be cool. It would be cool to bring that in Paris. But I feel like in Paris, like if you bring that in Paris and you had like some of the same categories, people would be like annoyed. Like if you did that thing with like the women of being like, oh yeah, the best woman of the year, and you didn't nominate or you didn't designate anyone. Wow, you you're not gonna get booked on any shows for quite a while. But yeah, it was just good. Everybody was just having fun, and I think this is like what I saw about this the comedy festivals is that everybody kind of knows each other. I think especially like Australia and in the Australian and the English scene, everybody knows each other because a lot of English comedians come to Australia. A lot of Australians go to England, and it's all everybody knows each other. Everybody's friendly with it. Everybody's cool. Or I don't know. At least I don't know any of the gossip or any of the drama that happens behind the scenes. But I feel like as a tech person, I don't know. I feel so funny tech person because if there's an issue with the tech, with like the microphone or with the music, I am the last person you want to ask. But I have learned a lot. I have learned how to like, you know, you know, diddle the machine a little bit. Diddle's not the right word, but like play with the machine a little bit. So the show runs pretty well. And if there's something does happen, I can just like, sometimes there would be like a buzzing noise from the speaker, and I'll just mute it. But I wouldn't know the cause of the problem. I need to learn that. But what was I going to say? Yeah, it was kind of good show running. It was a good experience. I thank you, Ollie, for giving me this bit experience. Follow Ollie Horn if you made it this far through the episode. But he's a great comedian and he's a good guy. And yeah, it got me got me in touch with a few comedians from the scene. I think that's really good. And yeah, it's yeah, I'm looking forward to start doing comedy. Um doing comedy, after the Perth, because I feel like it was just so like everybody was doing their own shows, everybody was doing uh the spots, and also there's like a big wave of talent that's just arrived, and so yeah, and also performing at 7 is like and being tired from the shows. Yeah, I wasn't I wasn't performing as much, but yes, I'm going to be doing the Gong Show again, hopefully on the 20th and 27th. I need to figure out. I need to come in with a plan this time. Like I can't just go in like, okay, I'm going to do nothing or like, just wing it. No, I'm gonna come in with a plan. These are my jokes. Boom, 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 and just work on like delivery and my I don't know, not my persona, but like just being more comfortable on stage. Okay, but it's a quite an intimidating room, the comedy lounge. It's very big. It's very dark. You don't really, you can only see like maybe the first row, and even that, it's kind of hard. But like, there's a lot of people. There's easily like 100, maybe 150 people. But yeah, like I probably only did that like once or twice in Paris. I never got to like really perform in front of like. But if I get to do that every week and I get to improve just a little bit, that is better than not doing it. Okay, or better than not doing anything. So yeah, just and apparently you can do that like every week. So that's what I'm going to try and do. Just do that every week. But then afterwards, it's a different form of joke which I don't necessarily like. Not I do like, but like I necessarily want to do because I feel like. But again, if they don't like you in the first minute or the first 3 minutes, then you're fucked for like it's gonna be good for like later shows because if they don't like you, yeah, even for longer shows. Because if you have to do like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, and they do like you within the first minute, it's gonna be a tough show. So yeah, just keep doing it. It's gonna be okay. You're not gonna die from it. That's why you just have to tell yourself you're not gonna die from it. You're gonna improve. It's heartbreaking. It's ego crushing. But yeah, you just get used to it. But yeah, there's another thing I need to do is go to the gym. I need to start working out. That's something I need to do. I want to fucking get muscles because I'm sick of being skinny, or at least like skinny fat. Like I have skinny arms, have skinny legs, but I have a bit of a belly, so I need to get rid of that. But I need to look if there's any gyms around me and how much they cost, and also yeah, money wise, because yeah, it's gonna cost a lot, but yeah. So yeah, a few things gonna happen this week. Uh, yeah, I wrote now. I've been trying to write down things that I saw during the week. Or like things I can talk about on this podcast. Um, Yeah, just like really, just like observations that I find. Like I'm getting used to Australia. I'm getting used to it. Like I know which way to look when crossing the roads. Like yeah, like that at the beginning I was like looking the wrong way. I was looking like left and right and then left, and it's like no, you have to look right and left and right. Well, yeah, which is no, you have to look left and left, and not right, left, right. See, I even got it wrong there. But yeah, getting used to Australia. The heat, I'm still not used to the heat. Like, it's been okay. It's been cooling down. But so ironic. Like, I woke up this morning. So I woke up late, obviously, because I went to bed at like 6. Just because my brain's overactive in the mornings or like late at nights. Well, I did have a few ideas. I did start writing like a new story, which I shouldn't, or like not writing it, but at least getting the ideas for it, which I shouldn't, because afterwards, I know I'm fucked after that. But like, I wrote a new joke yesterday, which I'm gonna try. I don't know if I should try it this weekend. I will try it this weekend, and I'll try it this weekend. It's mostly about being a middle child. So yeah, I'm gonna try that. Well, it's like it's a one. So the bit is about being a middle child, and I wrote two jokes. Um. So yeah. So obviously my brain was gonna be active, and also I started watching The Graduate, which I think it's like one of my dad's favorite films, The Graduate. I remember he just telling me about it, like, "Oh, it's so good. The Graduate's so good," and then he just never, and then he just never showed us The Graduate. He would show like other films like Alien or 2001: Space Odyssey, but I don't think we had it on DVD. But yeah, I started watching it. Yeah, it's good. I like it. I like the character. He's like this real nervous, anxious young man, university student who hooks up with his neighbor's wife, or Mrs. Robinson. I've only watched like an hour of it, or like 50 minutes of it. I still got half of it left. Um, I think that I read like the summary. It's like this guy who hooks up with the mum and the daughter. He hasn't hooked up with the daughter yet, but yeah, I like those simple premises of yeah, young man hooks up with mum and daughter. What's gonna happen? Like it's funny. It's like a dark comedy. I also watched yeah. Also, Dustin Hoffman kind of looks like a friend from Paris, which is quite funny. Levon, shout out to Levon. But yeah, he looks like him, or like sometimes he has some kind of like mannerisms of him, like yeah, okay, yeah, okay. This is funny. Um, yeah, Hoffman, who also played the famous comedian Lenny Bruce. Yeah, I watched that film, Lenny Bruce. Yeah, I watched that film. I don't know. I didn't really. I think maybe I have to rewatch it again, but I wasn't like. Usually after like comedy films, I'm like, oh, I want to watch comedy. Like I want to perform. I want to do comedy. I want to write. But watching that, I was like, oh, this is quite sad. Like it was quite. I think towards the end, it was like a very. I wish we got to see the hype a little bit more. It just seemed like it was just very. Like he was struggling, and then you just saw a little bit of the hype. Like you just saw like one bit, and then he was just like complaining all the time, and then he was just always just reading the court papers in comedy shows and bombing, and it was just I was kind of like, oh, this is what happens. But Lenny Bruce, that's what I need to do. I need to learn the history of comedy, stand up comedy, like listen to their albums and it's so quite awkward when like they say like Eddie Murphy's like one of the goats, and he was like standing out theaters when he was 18. Like, I haven't listened to any Eddie Murphy's. I know like he's a funny guy, like he's a funny actor, but I haven't listened to any of his stuff. And yeah, it's interesting. I do know one of his jokes, which is like the bear and the rabbit, where he says, "Oh yeah, a, this bear and a rabbit are in the forest, and the bear and the rabbit turns to the bear, and he's like, "Oh, so what do you do to wipe your bum?" And the bear's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Yeah, well, my hair is made out. My hair is special, where the poo doesn't stick to my hair." And the bear goes, "Oh, nothing." And he takes the rabbit and he wipes his bum with the rabbit. Oh, I'm ruining the joke, but that's the premise of it. Yeah, that's another thing I'm so bad with is telling other people's jokes. Like even if it's like a simple like one-liner or like a simple dad joke, I always manage to fuck it up, which is terrible. But yeah. What was I gonna say? So we were talking about Eddie Murphy, Lenny Bruce. Oh yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna finish The Graduate today. But also I watched Risky Business and I really like that movie. Risky Business, I really like the movie. I really like it. I liked it. It was good. I'll watch it again. It's quite funny. It's one of these movies where I probably heard of it, like Risky Business. I did not know Tom Cruise was in it, but it's just that I just knew that famous scene from like uh I heard of Risky Business, but I knew like Tom Cruise has this famous scene where he's like alone in the house and he only has a shirt on and white socks and he's dancing. And I knew that scene, but I didn't know it was from Risky Business. And it's quite an interesting film. I really liked it. It's about like this young man. His parents go on holiday, and he meets this cool girl, and and it all unravels from there. Like things happen, uh, and he has to sort it out. And I kind of liked it. There's a scene that I really like, which is there's two scenes that I really liked. One was, or like three scenes. One was the when he's masturbating, and or when he's masturbating and he's fantasizing about his baby, hooking up with his babysitter, and then outside is like uh this police not invasion but like raid or like this hostage kind of like where the mum is talking like let her go, don't ruin your life. I really like that scene. That was really like absurd and funny. The other scene I like is when the cool girl walks into the house and it's like this really dramatic kind of like the windows opened, the wind blows the windows and the doors and the leaves come in and they're making love passionately. That was quite funny. And the one with the car scene where the car is rolling down the hill and he's just like trying to push it and like the scream that he makes is really funny. But I would have changed the ending. I'm not gonna like. I would have changed the ending. Like I would have, you know, I would have definitely have. I wouldn't have them together at the end. I don't know. I just thought that was a bit like oh, she's changed, and I would have definitely just have it like the last scene that they had was the train scene. Like they hooked up in the train and they didn't see each other again. That would have been my ending. Like she just goes off. Like she just goes off. You don't really hear about her because that's what happens in life. People just go off without saying goodbye. Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, I watched those two movies. Watching The Graduate. I watched The Risky Business, and it kind of has inspired me. Like I've been writing a little screenplay. I'm not gonna say anything about it, but I've been writing it. It's only 7 pages. It's only just the beginning. But damn, it's so hard. So hard writing a screenplay. Or writing anything's hard. Like, I've been watching videos on like YouTube on how to write like short movies or how to write, feature films. And it is a process. You can't just do it in one sitting. And I don't want to do it. It's not like, yeah, it's not, I don't want to do it in one sitting. It's like a progressive thing, but just just figure out the ideas and trying to make it funny and. But the story it is gonna be so. What I can say is it's gonna be a melange of Ferris Bueller meets Fleabag meets Risky Business meets. The Graduates. So that's why I'm watching these films. It's kind of like a study. But yeah, it's kind of those kind of things. It's kind of like I don't know. It's gonna be funny. Oh, I'm gonna make it. Yeah, it's gonna. I'm just gonna getting the major points down, and then I'm gonna make it funny. But like, yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, it's just gonna be a new skill. I am thinking. I did create like a Substack um account like last year, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna start writing like these little short stories, and then I just never did. But I have like, dude, this is the thing. Like, I always have ideas to write, and then afterwards, I just never write them down, and I should just write them down. Yeah, I should just write them down. Like, I probably have like yesterday, I wrote them all down. Like yesterday, when I should be sleeping, I wrote them all down. I probably have 7 or 8. I probably wrote 2 down this morning, so probably like 9. But yeah, just like write them down, and no one's gonna read them, so it's gonna be let's just practice. I was thinking about signing up to like what is it, the New York storytelling competition, where they have like this competition. They have like different competitions. They have like the best, screenplay competition, 100 word fiction, 200 word fiction. Oh, like yeah. And I was thinking about doing the screenplay one, and there's like multiple rounds. I think like the first round is like you have to write a screenplay that does 5 pages, and next one is to write a screenplay that does 7 pages, and then the last one that does 13 or 12. I was thinking about signing up to it. Just it's only I think it's like $57. I don't know if I get paid by Ollie next week. I will do it. I will give it a go. And then yeah, obviously I'm going to lose in the first round, but at least you give it a go, because I read the winner from last year, and it was so good. It was really good. It was about Cinderella, and she was falling in love with the mouse who got turned into a human. But like Cinderella's scared of mice, or like she's not scared of mice, but she hates the tail, and she was like, it's just good. You can check it out. Go to like the New York Storytelling, and it was like, oh shit, like they've done it before. Like you could tell like those were like professionals. But yeah, just give it a go, and give it a go. It's not, yeah. Take the risk, give it a go, right? And then just sign up next year. Sign up next year, and then you'll get slowly better. But yeah, yeah. End of the festival. Yeah, I'm gonna have a meeting with Ollie this week. Well, not meeting with, but we're gonna hang out, and we're gonna talk about comedy. Like just like be like how to write an hour show, and what I should be doing, and you know I'm gonna try and get some feedback from him. But I asked the comedian. I kind of like very quickly asked him a similar thing. George Zach, very funny. He's the best Greek comedian. That's his thing. He's very funny. He's the type of guy where it's like he he's not saying anything like, yeah, okay, yeah. He makes it look easy. He's the type of guy who makes it look easy. Like he's not saying anything like that is like mind blowing, clever or intelligent. But he's just saying just like very simple observations. But he makes it funny. And he has this nonchalant attitude on stage, like this like it's kind of like a bit French, like whatever attitude, but then afterwards he shows the emotions at the right moments, and it's very and people like really like that, and yeah, And also the laughs per minute are very good. Very good. But yeah. So I was asking you a few questions, and he was just saying the thing that I got out of it was that when you do start your 1 hour show, make sure you have a producer and a PR. I don't know what's a PR. I need to ask him that. Personal, I don't know, PR. I heard about it, but I don't know, something to do with the media, something to do with like getting your show out there, the marketing. But yeah, it was like make sure you have a producer and a PR, set up the room, because he didn't have when he did his first show, he didn't have one, and it bombed, and he didn't get any reviews or any awards or anything, and he was just like that was bad, because you need those things because you want to be eligible for um yeah, reviews and awards, because you want to enter with a bang. You want to be like, oh, this guy is good. But so he was just saying, yeah, another thing that I got out of it is there's no such thing as being too late, but there is a thing as being too early. Especially when you're producing a show at a festival, because you don't want to fuck it up. You don't want to, yeah, you don't want to like have tank. You just and he said and also this is another comedian that said this is the first hour is the easiest one, because what you should just do is just write your funniest jokes. Just your funniest jokes, just write them down, and that's it. It should not, it shouldn't be like the story, like a fucking, oh my. It should just be your funniest jokes, and then another comedian was like the third one's the hardest, but that's just his experience. But yeah, I need to continue writing. Haven't. Yeah, I was supposed to write. That's another thing. I need to write every day my hour show, or at least tweak it or think about it. But I haven't. But I kind of have like somewhat of an idea of what I want. Yeah, but yeah, I need to like perform it. I need to find someone. That's why I'm excited to go to Melbourne, because in Melbourne, there's Leo, a friend from Paris, Leo Filippetti. He's in there, and I'm thinking about when I move to Melbourne, doing like a 30-30 show with him, like a 2-man show with him, a bit like I did with romantic comedy with Artem. Just do that. That would be fun. Yeah, and then yeah, I'll practice, and then also have some other little things, but also start a comedy show here. I was thinking maybe February, March, start a comedy show. I need to get to know the scene first. I don't want to be the guy. Oh yeah, he doesn't know. I want to get to know the scene, get to know the comedians, know who are the good comedians, know who are. I can kind of see it's people that are at the comedy lounge quite often. But yeah, Australia's a funny place. Mm, no, it's so funny. Like the people are so weird. Like the other day, I saw a guy on a bus, and he was like an old guy. He was gray hair, balding, and he had like a camo t-shirt, and but he was wearing like these giraffe ears. It was so weird. He was just wearing like these little giraffe ears. I don't know. It was like I don't know if it was for like a game or something, or like some kind of like furry convention, but like so weird. Like I didn't get to see him. I didn't see his face. I just saw the back of his head, but he was wearing like these giraffe ears. This is another observation I did about the bus. It's like, yes, the further you sit in the bus, the more your life is at risk. And I don't know the statistics on that, but my instinct agrees with what I say. But yeah, no, the bus has been fine. It is true, like all the crazy and the homeless people sit at the back, but It's a bit like everything, you know. But yeah. Also, this is another thing that you get in Australia that you don't get in Paris is that these silent disco events or this silent disco groups. Have you guys seen them? I'm doing crowd. Have you guys seen these people? These silent disco. So it's it's these people who are like wearing headphones. It's like this group of people. They're probably like 12. I saw one which was like massive 20, and they're wearing headphones and they're following this guy, and they're all like dancing in the streets, and they're clapping and they're singing, and I'm like, it's kind of annoying because we invented headphones just so we don't have to hear what people are listening to, okay? Like you can listen to music, you can listen to a podcast, you can listen to, people screaming, animals being tortured. Who cares? That's what headphones are for. It's so that you don't distract or you don't annoy people with what you're listening to. But this silent disco goes against everything. Not only it's even worse because you're hearing other people badly sing to their songs. Okay, it's not like music. It's not like good music where like you hear the beats and the lyrics and you can like somewhat enjoy it. Especially, but here it's just like a group. It's just a group of people clapping and singing to like you just and because they're in a group, it's like, oh, okay, it's fine. It's not fine. You're annoying everybody. You're distracting everybody. You're turning heads. And because they're in a group, they're like, oh, it's fine. They're not embarrassed or anything. But take them alone, they will be embarrassed. But like they're in a group and they paid for it. Yeah, I saw the group of 20. They went into like this tea/milkshake shop, and they were dancing in there, and it was quite, yeah, it's quite funny to see when you first, but it's also like I could see it being annoying, just that's the thing about Australia. Australia is full of annoying noises, whether it's their accents or the traffic lights. Like when you press also the traffic lights don't make any sense. Like you press the button, it's red for like 5 minutes, and then it goes green for 30 seconds, and then it goes back to like flashing reds. And apparently flashing red means don't start walking, don't start crossing the road, stay where you are. This I don't know. It annoys me. And there's this horrible sound, which is like this, like ticking, like so annoying. And yes. Also, I'm just constantly surrounded by weird noises. Like at night, there's like this male cat who's on the prowl. He makes this male cat noise, like stupid. Like like he's like looking for a mate, and it's like, and you're like, oh, I'm trying to sleep. Like cat's getting more pussy than me. But then in the morning there's this crow. Oh, I don't think it's crow because I heard that the crows here sound really annoying. But yeah, there's this crow. It's always at like 6 or 7 in the morning. He makes like this noise. So annoying. So yeah, constantly surrounded by noise. But yeah, I cleaned the apartment yesterday. That went well. I think, yeah, 2 hours I could do it. Now I know what to do, and he seems happy. I think that's the thing. As long as you make it look at least presentable, I think he doesn't care. That's what counts. But yeah, I'm getting used to podcasting, I would say, as well. Getting used to it. Oh, this is only the second episode. I feel like I want to do 5 by myself. So 5 just me rambling about shit. And then I'm gonna start having guests. But yeah, that's the thing. It's gonna be interesting asking people for guests. Just like it's gonna be interesting because I feel like I should have done. Obviously, I should have done this like years ago when I first discovered podcasts like in 2018. I should have done that. That would have been 7 years ago, and imagine all the experience I would have gained from that. Doing podcast like 7 years. Oh shit! But hey, we're doing it now, and that's what counts. Okay, don't don't think about the past. Don't dwell on the past too much. Okay, the present's more important, and I'm doing it now. So yes. So yeah, I'm going to do 5 more of these, or 5 more, like 3 more of solo podcasts. Still trying to figure out the audio. I haven't edited anything. I just post it, and then I posted it on multiple platforms. I posted on YouTube and on Spotify, and and then on Spotify you can post it on like Apple Music and Amazon. So I've done that. I'm gonna see. Yeah, you just have to keep doing it. Keep doing it. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know who to ask. I was thinking about asking my sister to do it, and then asking my brother-in-law, so my sister's boyfriends, and just ask like people, ask around. I was thinking about asking Ollie to be like, hey, instead of getting dinner, let's just do this podcast. But I feel like I'm not ready. Like I should have done this. If I started the podcast before the Fringe Festival, I would have asked him. But I'll get to see him again, and also I feel like when you're gonna ask comedians, especially like big ones, well, like not big ones, but like a bit well-known ones, famous ones, they're gonna ask like, oh yeah, how many views have you got? And I got 8 views for the first episode. I'm gonna get less for this one, obviously, but like if I can stay consistent and I get somewhat um entertaining guests, I could, if I can get 10 views in the first maybe 2 months, I'll be happy with that. And if I get 100 views at the end of the year, I'll be happy. I'll be happy with that. But yeah, I'm gonna start putting. I'm gonna buy. I need to buy a camera. That's one thing I need to buy is a camera. I need to buy a camera and then start filming these. There's nothing special. But then after, there's nothing special. I'll just put a camera, and that's something I'll have to learn as well. Is start, putting the camera and the audio together. But yeah, at least you'll get to look at me. But especially for like interviews, I think it's important to get a camera. It'll look better. Um, but yes, it's interesting. It's interesting. It's an interesting experience. Yeah, like I did like the cover art. I don't know what the cover art. I'd probably be the Laughies, because that was my favorite moment of the week. That's the hardest I laughed. Yeah, it's so important to laugh. Like, oh, yeah, I think that was the only time I've laughed this week, was during the Laughies. It was just so funny. But yeah, I'm gonna continue writing. Continue writing. It's important. Um, yeah, yeah, I'm gonna write today. That's another thing. I'm thinking about going to the museum. I've got a French lesson today. I'm gonna send a message to the guy. See if he's still interested. I sent him the Zoom link. But yeah, giving a French lesson. I'll send a message to Sarah as well. Just say, Sarah, hey, just send them a message like, hey, Sarah, hope you're okay. Is there any day you want to do? Let me know if you want to do a lesson. But yeah, it's €35. Good. Pays for this podcast sesh. But if I could do two, that would be awesome. If I can do two, that would be awesome. So that would be $70 a week. Also, apparently I got like a free trial for Superprof, so I'll do that. I'll do the free trial and then cancel it at the last minute. So and then see if I do get. Gumtree was useless. Gumtree was so funny because you could just tell like some of them were bots. Because well, not bots, but like they slightly promoted it a little bit more because when apparently you have to like post it every month, like you have to post like an ad every month or like the same ad every month, and by the end of the French tutoring lessons, I got like two messages and I replied to them. I was like, oh, if you're interested, contact me. It's €35 or $35 an hour, and then nothing. And it's just like kind of like, this is obviously like somebody. I don't know. It just seemed kind of fake, like, oh yeah, of course they just want me to keep posting it, or like, oh, okay, if I put in money, it's like dating apps, It's like I feel like dating apps, if they notice that you're not as active, if you're not active on them anymore, they'll give you like a like, or like they'll promote it a little bit. You'll get a like, and then they'll take you back down again. I think that's what they do. It's a scam. It's like a dating apps is a scam in general. They just want your money. They want you. They don't want. They don't. That's the thing. They don't want you to find. Uh, because it's bad for their business. They just want your money. They want you to pay for like the premium or the X version. So yeah. So they just take your money and then you talk to a few people, yet you never meet anyone. Yeah. That's why I'm not on dating apps. You shouldn't be. But yeah. That's a lie. I'm on dating apps. but yeah, that's yeah. Um it's interesting. Yeah. The women here are very weird. Well, not weird, whatever. That's not what I meant, but like it's quite funny seeing him on like the Sundays, on the Fridays and Saturdays. The girls going out. It's quite funny, just because like I never saw that in Paris. Like you could just tell like they're all dressed up, they're all glammed up, they look good, they look nice, they look ready. But it's funny to see that all wearing high heels and like sexy dresses and. But yeah, it's all good. Um, yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I won't be probably yeah. Hopefully, I'll be because with the Fringe Festival, I was traveling to Perth every day. Hopefully, I don't want to stay in the Yokeheim. Yokeheim, drugs and crime. That's what it is. That's the saying. Drugs and crime. Haven't seen any crime. Haven't seen any drugs. They have false advertising there. But yes, hopefully I would. Yeah, there are things I want to do. I want to go to the museums. I want to go to the cinema. I want uh to continue doing comedy. Continue doing comedy. So hopefully I'll be in Perth. And eventually I want to get my own place in Perth. Like I'm kind of sick of living with people all the time, having roommates. I want my own place. But then again, if I have my own place, That can also be very dangerous. You have to clean it up, and being alone is not good for you. It's kind of nice having a few housemates because you just get to say hello, you ask about their day, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's good." But yeah, okay. An hour. So we've done 50 minutes of this. So yeah, okay, 50 minutes. It's longer. It is longer than you actually think, but it's also short. You just need practice. Practice, rambling, ranting. Just keep practicing. Hopefully, you'll get a good joke out of it. Something like that. I hope it's not raining. When I was coming, when I was coming here. Australia has been scorching for the last couple of weeks. Been super hot. T-shirts every day. And the day when I get my bike and I cycle to the podcast studio, it started raining. It was only a little bit. I wasn't like drenched in rain, but I just hope it's not raining now. Otherwise, I'll just stay here. I will just stay in. I'll just stay in the studio. I'll just be on my computer. I'll, watch something, or I'll just record this podcast and promote it, or that publish it. But yeah, drugs and crime. Yokime, drugs and crime. But yeah. Yeah, we'll do a couple more minutes. What do I have planned? Yeah, I'm working, but yeah, just if by any chance someone is listening and they're from Perth and they haven't seen any shows at the Fringe Festival, come to 5 Headliners on weekdays and Comedy Brunch on the weekends. And yeah, it's fun. It's good. Yeah, just come to, there are a few. I wanted to go see Daniel Muggleton, his show, but it just clashed with 5 Headliners, and so I couldn't see it. But I watched his special on YouTube called White and Wrong. Very good. It is very good. Like, I was a bit like, I saw him. He looks a bit like an asshole in real life. Like, he's just like he's like very sad. Like, I don't know the guy, but he's just like, he wasn't like smiley or glee or anything, but he's very like, he looks like a cat. Like, he looks like a grumpy cat. But I watched his special, very good. I really liked it. The ending was great. How he connected everything. Uh, yeah, those probably my 2 favorite comedians now. Damien Powers and Daniel Morgan. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna listen to his Spotify album. I think he has 2. He has unprecedented, and Let Me Finish, and I'm gonna listen to both of them. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it'll be exciting, Like, that's one of my goals, is to release an album or special before I'm 30. That's the plan. 2028. That's the plan. Release my special. I'll be 28 years old. And that'll be good. That's the plan. It gives me 3 years. 3 years to write it and to perform it. That's the plan. Drugs and crime. That's what I'm going to call it. Drugs and crime. Because I'm a bad boy. The bad boy of British French comedy, baby. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Skut skut. Dra. Scooby ba ba ba. Scooby doo doo. 1 plus 1, that's 4. That's quick maths. What is it? 2 plus 4, that's 4. Quick maths. Okay, yeah. That's my time. See you next week. Next week, yeah. Next week's I think more things gonna happen. It's gonna be the end of the Fringe, uh, officially, and also I'm gonna be starting new jobs. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about that. And yeah, this is episode 2 of Pommin Around. Cheerio. Bye bye. Ta ta.